Hi, and welcome to today's Pick a Card reading. So, I've had a lot of people ask about third-party situations, okay? And some of those people are Shiraz, Shameli Hashera, and Barakik Solak, okay? And so today I've decided to do a Pick a Card reading, one that's been asked frequently, which is me versus them, okay? Or do they love me or do they love them? Other variations of it are they going to choose me or are they going to choose them? This reading should tell you, okay? Now, I wanted to also mention that instead of doing different piles with different kinds of cards, I've decided to use 6 different tarot decks, okay? So pile number 1 is the Rider-Waite tarot deck that we're going to use the blue heart with, okay? Pile number 2 is the Tarot of Pagan Cats. It's basically a traditional deck, only it has cats in it, okay? We're going to use the purple fluorite heart for that. Pile number 3 is the Gilded Reverie Tarot. At least I think that's what it's called. It's by the same person who did the Gilded Reverie Lenormand, okay? So this is the Gilded Tarot. All right, pile number 4 is the Hanson-Roberts Tarot. Okay, this is also very, this is like very traditional, okay? This one's a little artsy, okay? But it follows tradition pretty well. Okay, and then we have the Crystal Visions Tarot. I find this to be very feminine, okay? I wouldn't say it's non-traditional because it has very, very similar meanings. But some of the art is very different from what you might expect, okay? And just so you know, I really like this deck. I've always really liked that one. And last we have pile number 6, represented by the black heart, is the Lo Scarabeo Tarot, okay? Which it means scarab, okay? So I'm going to just go over them again. The blue heart's pile number 1, the purple heart's pile number 2, pile number 3 is the Bloodstone, pile number 4 is the white Opalite, pile number 5 is the pink Rose Quartz, and pile number 6 is a black Obsidian, okay? So while you're picking those, I want to let you guys know that anything you need to know about me is going to be below in the description, okay guys? This is, information on how to book a private reading and that kind of thing, okay? My contact information is also down there if you would like to contact me for whatever reason. I try to answer, answer the emails as quickly as possible. A little overloaded right now, but I'm getting everything taken care of, okay? And that said, let's go ahead and start the reading. So we're going to start with pile number 1, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to put these other piles aside so that we can really focus on pile number 1, okay? So those of you who picked pile number 1, all right, so we're going to shuffle the deck, okay? So you get to see me shuffle on camera this time. Isn't that cool? All right. So for pile number 1, we're going to cut the deck 1 time, okay? All right. I feel like I need to do this one more time here. Yeah, that feels right. Okay. 1. Okay, so one pile is going to show you and the other pile is going to show them, okay? The pile over here, this is going to be how they feel, think, how they see you, okay? And the pile over here is how they feel, think, and see the other person, okay? So here's you, the other person, you, the other person, you, the other person, you, the other person, and here is the final outcome. Okay, so we are going to start flipping over these cards and see how the two of you guys compare. Okay, so the first thing that I'm getting here is that we've got the Star in reverse and we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm going to turn it so that you can see the perspective. Okay, I can still read them. All right, so the 9 of Pentacles lets me know that they see you as being being, you might be very affluent, okay? Affluent, you know, you have a lot of money, that kind of stuff, a lot of resources. Or it could just be saying that you're very resourceful, that, and that you have like abundance surrounding you, you know, where you go and what you try to do, you end up making it happen, okay? But I think most of you are gonna be more of the kind of sorts that is just very affluent. Maybe you were born into a very fortunate circumstance, that kind of thing. On her side, he doesn't really have a whole lot of hope. I apologize. I'm using male and female. Please apply it to your situation. So on the other person's side, this person, it's like the relationship doesn't feel like it has a whole lot of hope. There's not a lot of direction on where it should go. I'm not necessarily getting that it's ending just from these two cards or anything, but I am getting that people are guarded in this particular situation, in the other person situation, and there's just no direction, okay? Because like when we see the star, you know, we know that there's direction there because people navigate by the stars, right? But when the stars reverse, it's like everything's just not going the right direction, you know? And also, most people know the star stands for hope. And when you've got hope reversed, you know, that's not the best thing. Okay, so now we have the Ace of Cups upright for you guys, and the Six of Coins reversed for the other person. So this is continuing to look good on your end. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. That means new feelings, new love, new relationship. This is something new. This is something nice. This one, it's like the relationship's just really out of balance, you know? It's like there's no give and take. There's either just one person that's giving and one person that's taking, or it's like they're not even interacting, that kind of thing. Okay, so really, you know, so far it looks like this person really, really finds you valuable and they care about you a lot. It seems like this person, it's like there must have been something for them to be with them or for them to be around them, but it's not there anymore, okay? So let's go ahead and look at the next cards. Okay, wow. So we have the Chariot, okay? The Chariot's moving forward, okay? This is just about perfect, okay? So you've got moving forward with the Chariot, and we have, you know, affluence, you know, abundance, emotion, moving forward. This person wants to be with you. I can tell you that already. In this card, we have the Two of Wands. Now, I always associate this card with distance, okay? I understand that this is also traveling, okay? So, I mean, I'm aware of the traditional meanings, but I feel like this is more like distance. This is more like, it might even be something like enemies, okay? This person might actually be their enemy or somebody who's doing harm to them, okay? And I get that by the two colors of the roses, okay? A long time ago, the Tudors and the Plantagenets had this huge war that went on for a long time, and one of them was a white rose and one of them was a red rose, and it just got nasty. So that's why I'm saying that. But yeah, I just feel like, I mean, I feel like there's distance, there's not connecting, there's not a whole lot of hope there's not direction. I mean, we haven't gotten anything good on this side, and we've only gotten things that are good on this side, okay? So let's see the final. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords, but it is in reverse. So, yeah, this feels like so much like an ending. I mean, I feel bad for this person, okay? This other person, I feel bad for them because they must have put some effort or some, I mean, you know, they must have been in this relationship for some kind of reason, and it's obvious that the relationship's over, it's ending. And it just feels really sad for me. Over here on your side, you've got the Success card, okay? So here you've got success, moving forward, you know, positive feelings and abundance. I mean, you guys, there's no contest here. What's the final outcome? Okay, the final outcome is the Seven of Cups upright, okay? So your person needs to make a decision on who they're going to go with. I feel like there is a little bit of guilt surrounding the situation, okay? But I don't see how they couldn't pick you. It just doesn't make sense why they wouldn't. It really feels like if, if this person is given a choice, they would be with you. Definitely. They love you. They care about you. They want to move forward with you. They are enamored by you. They find you amazing. They feel passion for you. It's very, very positive. Okay. I also want to just mention that this person probably fantasizes about you. Okay. This card I kind of associate with fantasizing too, and I'm getting that that's true for a lot of you. But yeah, just a decision needs to be made. That's it, and once the decision is presented for your person, they're going to pick you. Okay. So you should feel very secure in your situation here with your person, knowing that your person is going to want to be with you. There's nobody on the other side that there's nothing to the other side. Okay, the other side is basically already over. All right, those of you who picked the second pile, the Tarot of Pagan Cats, you're going to watch me shuffle today. All right, since this pile is pile number 2, I'm going to cut the deck twice after I'm done shuffling. And then we'll get on to the reading. And the reading is you versus them. Okay. Me shuffling is causing all of those hearts to move. Okay, so that feels right. We're going to cut the deck twice. Okay, 1, 2. All right, so on this side, we're going to put you, and on this side, we're going to put the other person. Okay, so here's you, the other person, you, the other person, you, the other person, and you, and the other person. And then this is a final outcome card, okay? So it'll just give us a little bit more insight about the situation. Okay. Alrighty. So first, let's go ahead and look at you. So over here we've got, okay, so you've definitely offered them something. You've given them something of yourself when it comes to your feelings, okay? And over here, it's like, okay, so where you are is like, your person is really considering what, examining what's going on between the two of you, definitely. But he already has somebody, he or she, I'm sorry, I keep using he. This person already has somebody who is at least trying to fulfill their emotional needs. And because of that, this person really, it's like you're, I don't know a better way to put it, but it's like you're not necessarily providing anything new to them that they don't already have. And because of that, when they're thinking about this, they're thinking about it more on the intellectual and the physical level than they are necessarily the emotional level, because, this person's good at taking care of them. Whoever they're with, whoever this other person is good at taking care of them, okay? And they feel really, kind of bound to that. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else is going on. However, okay, I'm starting to see things a little bit more clearly. Oh, and let me go ahead and turn these around so you see exactly what they are. We have the Queen of Cups versus the Four of Cups. Okay, here we've got the Empress, okay, versus the King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so we're starting to get to the root of the problem here. So there is not at all any passion between them anymore, okay? Just no passion. I just don't even feel like there's much sexual attraction there anymore, okay, at all. Either it's anymore or there just isn't, there like never was. On your end, though, they see so much more, like, even though this person is taking care of their emotional needs, they see you as somebody that can give even more than what this person's giving, okay? And it's not just sexual, it's just, okay, so you've offered to basically to take care of them, okay? Let's use the same kind of thing, because I was saying that this person's taking care of the emotions. So you've offered to take care of this person, right? Emotionally, basically, or offered to give the same kind of care as this other person who's doing a good job, right? and so they're like, okay, but this person's already here with me. Where they get kind of tied up here is that, but there's not a whole lot of passion there anymore. He or she isn't as attracted to that person anymore. They don't, the thrill is gone with this person, okay? You, on the other hand, they're really intrigued by. They see you as being a lot more successful, a lot more like grounded than their person. And they they feel like you're more on their level, like you're more, just trying to think of a good way to put it. It's like you have more to offer because you're like the entire package, whereas with this person, it's almost like they got into this relationship with this person because at the time they felt like this person was the only person they were going to have that opportunity with. And I don't mean that it was out of just, the opportunity presented itself, but it's more that it was almost like they were afraid that nobody else would come along, that kind of thing. But now that you've come along, they're feeling really. It's almost like they're feeling really like kicking themselves for kind of jumping the gun like that. Okay. But Empress energy is very positive, very powerful. You've got a major arcana card now, and they don't, so this is you have more influence over this person, your person, than this person does. You have much more influence, okay? All right, so... Okay, so we have the Six of Wands reversed. The Six of Wands is the success card, so he or she doesn't feel successful in this relationship, okay? So this, this situation is just, oh gosh, it's just really not feeling, it's like they feel dejected, they feel defeated, that kind of thing. Whereas on this side, we've got the Seven of Cups, okay? The Seven of Cups came up with the last pile, but the way that it's coming up with this pile is a slightly different meaning. I feel like with this one, we're talking about your person like fantasizes about you a lot. They are extremely attracted to you, and they think about what life would be like if they were with you. And they like what they see. Everything is good. They just don't see any negatives about you, okay? The only negative they see is that they'd have to either get out of this relationship or say goodbye to this relationship. I feel like for some of you guys, this isn't necessarily going to be all of you. For some of you guys, the situation over here is complicated by a child. Maybe like they don't want to leave the child, and that's a problem. Not necessarily where their heart is, okay? We've got a lot of cup energy here too, so I feel that this person really has a lot of deep, deep feelings for you. They probably haven't even revealed them yet, but they have deep feelings for you, okay? Oh, here's the last card. Okay, so here we have okay, let me make sure I show you this right. Okay, we've got the Page of Cups, right? But we've got the Page of Cups in reverse. So this might signify a divorce, okay? The Page of Cups in the upright position tends to signify, well, it can signify a marriage proposal, right? It's also showing that the feelings here, even though they're, the feelings are being met, the feelings here are less mature, okay? When you have the Six of Cups here and it's in reverse, okay, so let me put it in reverse for you so you can see it. Now the Six of Cups is often about children, okay? It's often about the past, okay? It's often about the past, and it's often about us thinking about, like, sorry, let me turn it upside down again, the way it appeared so you can see it. It's often about, like if it comes up in a love spread, sometimes it can indicate an X, right? You've got it in the reverse, so I feel like, remember how I said that it seems like you're a lot more mature, you have more of the whole package here. It's like, and then in this one, we're talking about the energy wasn't mature enough at the time, time. I feel like this is like, they see you as being more mature. You know, the feelings are there because they know that you are a woman, you are a man, you are, you're not a girl or a boy or a guy, you know, you know, you are, I get the best thing I can say is the whole package, because that's what I keep getting over and over again in my mind, you know. So between the two of you, he would pick you, okay, or he or she would pick you. This situation seems very obvious on my side. I feel like there's still some hesitancy over here though, okay? On this side, there is some hesitancy. I feel like it might have to do with a child. It might have to do with something that they share that this person holds a lot of like sentimental value towards, that kind of thing. But still, they have stronger feelings for you. They love you more, okay? They think about you more, definitely. And it would be very difficult for them to ever let go of you. They do not want you to go away. So this person would do a lot to keep you in their life, okay? I don't feel like this person's necessarily been tested in that way yet, but if, you know, they wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't want to disappoint you, okay? So let's see the final outcome. The final outcome is a son, okay? So you guys are going to be happy together. That's where this is heading, okay? This is heading for a happy ending with the two of you together. And then something's going to happen, okay? Something's going to happen that's going to break them up. Maybe it's a divorce, okay? That's what it looks like, the most probable thing. But it could be something that neither one of you has even thought of as far as what's going to end this relationship. You know, the bottom line is you're wondering, you know, does this person care more about me or the other person? Do they love me more? Do they, you know, what are their feelings for me versus this other person? Their feelings for you are much stronger. They're more mature. You know, it's a lot more fiery, okay? It's a lot more, there's just, you know, a lot of spark there, a lot of chemistry there. I also feel like they're kind of intimidated by you, because there is that intellectual level. I know that no swords came up, but I still feel with the Empress especially, there's just a lot of intellectual, wise, sage, like it could be just spiritual wisdom that you carry with you that they really admire. And with the sun, I mean, that's one of the happiest cards you could get. That's probably is the happiest card you could get in the whole tarot. So yeah, if the end result is a sun and they like you this much, then you guys are going to be happy together. So awesome. That's awesome, guys. Way to go. All right. Hi, pile number 3. Those of you who picked the... I can't remember the name of this deck. I keep looking over here to see if I can find the box. But it's by... See, I can't even see the name of the person on the other box that I have. But it's by the same person who's done the Gilded Reverie, Lenormand, okay? And, anyway, so the art's kind of similar. He also did the Oracle of Visions. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called the Gilded Tarot, and it's by Ciro Marchetti. Just popped back into my head. Alright, so you guys got to see me shuffle. Since you're the third pile, we're going to cut the deck 3 times, okay? We've got 1, 2, 3, all right? And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a comparison between you and the other person, okay? So this side is going to represent you, and this side is going to represent the other person. And then I'm going to put a card up here, and it's going to be the final outcome, okay? So we've got you and the other person. Again. Okay, so 4 cards, all right? and then this will be the final outcome. We'll look at that at the end. First we've got to see, which one is, what the story is basically here. Okay, so for you, we've got the Knight of Cups, but we have it in reverse. So it's like he or she, okay, and we have the Hanged Man. Okay, so that's an interesting. It's interesting. So on your end, we've got a person. Okay, your person, the person in your heart, they feel something very deeply for you. Okay, they really want to be with you, but there's something stopping them from showing that to you. And I feel like what's stopping them is that they feel very loyal to this other person. I feel like this other person hasn't done anything outright wrong. Of course, we have more cards to look at first, but I think it's that loyalty, that moral character that they have, okay? On this side, we've got the Hanged Man. So this is like somebody who is, I'm sorry, I need a drink of my water. Okay. So on their side, we've got, a perspective that's different from their own, okay? Some people get a lot of charisma and, a lot of chemistry going on, and mental stimulus from somebody who's very similar to them, because they feel like they identify with each other, and they finally somebody understands me, and that kind of thing, right? Sometimes people are drawn to people who are very, very different from them because there's something kind of intriguing about them, okay? Now, I want to go ahead and mention that I already feel like you're somebody that's very, very different for them anyway, okay? So I don't want to say that this person's so weird. It's just compared to you, this person is a lot different from the person that you have in your heart, okay? The other person, they're very different. And because of that, that kind of creates a little bit of synergy there that isn't present with you. With you, it's more deep, okay? Let's keep going, all right? All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So what I like about the Wheel of Fortune is whether it's in reverse or it's upright, it means the same. And that is the wheel's turning, okay? So if you've been having a lot of great stuff going on with your person, unfortunately, the wheel's turning, your luck's gonna change, okay? The situation's gonna change for the negative. If you're not really feeling like you're getting what you want from your situation, then your luck's going to change for the better. The Wheel of Fortune just mentions that the luck is turning in a different way, okay? Understand, though, that the Wheel of Fortune always turns, okay? There's life has ups and downs. It's not all luck or all loss, it's not like that. But this card lets us know that things are changing between the two of you. And change, usually, when we're looking at a relationship, generally change is good because it means that you guys are interacting and building something together, right? Them, on the other hand, they have this Ten of Swords. There's been some kind of betrayal here. The betrayal could have to do with you, but I actually feel like there's multiple betrayals here, okay? So it could be that your person's feelings for you here with the Knight of Cups, but it's like this person's kind of holding back. They're afraid to move forward with it because they understand what kind of commitment that is. But on this side, we've got the Ten of Swords, and it's like, total betrayal here, It's like there's a lack of trust on this end with this other person. I think it's interesting that we have two tens. I just want to point that out. Unfortunately, I don't really have a good explanation for that. 10 tends to be the number of completion, but I really feel like in this spread, it's just that we're just comparing to two people, the emotions, the thoughts, and all of that kind of thing. So, the tens, I just had to mention it because it came up. And we've got the King of Cups. That's very good. And here we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so we've got something a little bit more solid here on your side. So we've got the Knight of Cups energy here, right? But they're not really wanting to come forward with it. That's because they have bigger feelings for you than just that, okay? And they really feel like they can't come forward until they can commit 100%. They just don't want to be able to do this with you until they know they can commit, okay? And that's really the thing. The King of Cups in any kind of love spread is going to be a very positive thing. This is the person who's kind of like the master of their emotions. That might be why they're okay with holding back, okay? It can be sometimes very difficult to understand how somebody can hold back their emotions like that. But it's not that they're holding it back. It's more that they're feeling them on the inside. They're very aware of it. And they can sit comfortably with that until the timing is right, okay? And that makes a lot more sense when we look at the other cards involved. You know, with the Wheel of Fortune, no matter which direction it's going, we're talking about timing, okay? When we have the Nine of Pentacles, we tend to think of an abundance of something. We tend to think of it as a positive thing. It tends to represent affluence. It also tends to represent, you know, like kind of pleasure. Like you have enough money that you can kind of like slack off every so often. Okay, so this Nine of Pentacles energy over here, in reverse, lets me know that there's something. Excuse me, I need to take another drink. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so the Nine of Pentacles over here lets me know that there's something, either they're having problems with money, or resources in general, or this person, maybe they don't have a job, they're really needy, or maybe there's just a lack of abundance there. There's a lack of attention going on from this person's perspective. One thing that I want to say about this person that, you know, I'm getting from, you know, as I'm looking at all these cards so far, this person actually might have a mental illness. And I just want to go ahead and say, you know, mental illnesses present in different ways, right? There's nothing inherently wrong with having a mental illness, okay? I have a mental illness. But when it's not treated, it can get very toxic, okay? So that's what's going on this side, okay? Well, it could be either the mental illness or it's just there's a lack there, okay? It feels like a void at this point. Okay, and then you have the King of Swords in reverse, and they have the High Priestess. Okay, so in order for this situation here to evolve, they're going to need some intuitive type of energy here. I don't feel like either one of them is willing to make that work, though, given all of the obstacles. But still, I mean, I don't want to say that there isn't any hope, because there is. With the High Priestess energy, if they were to bring that, that would be a solution, okay? On this side, we've got the King of Swords in reverse, which is actually not a bad thing. The King of Swords often, you know, he wants to cut people out of his life sometimes. And again, I'm reading this intuitively, okay? So some of these, you know, everybody has their own meanings for the cards, but in this context, the King of Swords wants to cut somebody out of their life. The King of Swords tends to be a lot less tender, okay, and a lot less aware of the other person's feelings, aware of their own feelings, that kind of thing. The King of Swords also tends to be a little bit, like, they can be really weird when they get really emotional, because they're not used to, like the King of Cups, sitting with their feelings and being okay with that, okay? They haven't explored the emotional realm the way that the King of Cups has, okay? So the King of Swords over here is letting me know that they're not going to cut you out of their life, okay? Even if things turn around for this, which would be very, very difficult, there's so many obstacles here. Even if things turned around, the King of Swords energy, you know, it's like they want to hold on to you. They don't want you to be out of their life. It's like they need you in their life. They really feel, I mean, they might not use these words, but this is the words that I'm getting. Like, they really feel blessed to know you. They feel like their life is so much better because of you. That's a really powerful thing. Okay, so let's look at this final outcome. Okay, so the final outcome is the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, so here's the way that I interpret this. The Ace of Swords in reverse, in the context of this reading, okay, lets me know that they are thinking about going with you, okay? They're thinking about just being like, you know what, this person needs gone, and I want to spend some time with this other person, okay, with you. They want to spend some time with you, the viewer, okay? Because we're seeing a situation where there's some hope here. And again, I mean, I'm only saying this because it's like, it's not 100%. You know, for me, it's not 90%. It's like more like 80%. You know, it's like, you know, 80% of you guys, this person's going to pick you based on what the energy is right now, okay? But for some of you, they're still going to work on this because they have some kind of investment in this situation, and because they will be able to get in touch with you know, their intuition. But remember, this is also the other person has to do that too. Okay. One thing I want to add now that I see the full picture, I do feel like the Hanged Man, yes, they're talking about different perspectives, but I feel like the different perspectives are very eccentric, to the point of being almost like too weird, okay? So while I was saying at the very beginning that can be attractive, and it can be, definitely, I feel like they're not attracted to that. I feel like they're more, like, kind of repulsed by it. And on your end, they feel, you know, they really have a lot of feelings. They are putting an enormous amount of effort into not expressing those with you, though, right now. The amount of effort is ridiculous. I do feel like they will, though. As far as any dates, actually, the best thing I can say would be the 10th of February. You know, we saw the 10s. Those of you who are watching and you're not watching on the day that it went up or the week that it went up, I would say go ahead and let me see. I'm trying to do some calculating here. I would say about 2 weeks from today. All right. So anybody who's watching this and it's not the day it went up or the first couple of days it went up, just know 2 weeks from today. Okay. So guys, this looks really positive. I like this. But do keep in mind, you know, this High Priestess energy. You know, there's a lot to sort through though here with this. This betrayal is huge, you know, and then having issues, you know, regarding resources can be very difficult too. All right, guys? Okay, so it looks like you guys are mostly very positive, all right? All right, pile number 4. Those of you who picked the white opalite heart and the Hanson-Roberts tarot here, you guys are going to get to watch me shuffle. Isn't that interesting? Haven't seen that in a long time. Okay, so since you guys picked pile number 4 after I finish shuffling, I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck 4 times. That way we'll get in that energy of that number, okay? Now I just want to let you know my chattiest cat's in here. That's okay. It doesn't distract me at all. I'm used to it, basically. I hope it doesn't distract you. That's the only thing I can say. You know, for those of you who like cats, she's a Persian cat, and Persian cats are kind of, like, they're known, at least from what I understand, they're known for not making a lot of noise at all, so it's kind of funny that she's really chatty. Alrighty, so, number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna have to do that again. The way that I'm doing the spread just doesn't allow for jumping cards. Okay. Let's see if that feels right. That actually feels right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That was going to be on your side, so we're going to go ahead and put it there. I was going to say these cards represent you. These cards are going to represent the other person. And I'm going to put another card up here, which will represent the end result, okay? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the final result. Okay. Right, so something's gonna happen, definitely, okay? We've got the 4 of Swords in reverse for that final result. That lets me know that this person's not gonna sit around and do nothing, okay? Some action's gonna be taken. Excuse me. So, we have the Knight of Swords versus the Knight of Cups. On your end, they really like sharing their ideas with you. They like communicating with you. They find you very interesting, very intellectual. They feel like you're on their level. On the other person's end, there is feeling still there, okay? So do understand that the feelings are, you know, they're still there, okay? They still care about this person, all right? On your end, ooh. Well, that's something that I didn't expect. So you've got Knight of Cups carrying over here, but on your side we've got Queen of Cups carrying, so the feelings are more mature here. So yes, there is still a feeling there. I feel like, you know, usually I understand that this is probably just using common sense, but based on the cards, the Knight of Cups represents somebody who's like a young person, okay? Not necessarily an adolescent, but just a young person. And when we've got the Knight of Cups energy, it's kind of like this sweet, maybe puppy love, this kind of like naive love, you know. That doesn't mean that it can't turn into something, but it's like this kind of love is more simple, okay? The Queen of Cups represents a much more complicated, intuitive love, okay? So when we have the Knight of Cups here, it's like making an offer of love and all of that. It's like this new, it's like kind of new. So I feel like this person that the person's on your heart is with is a relationship that came about before you that was kind of sweet. It was just a kind of a sweet situation. But with the Chariot in reverse here, putting it in the way that you can see it, they're just not moving forward anymore. There's just not forward movement. The Knight of Swords is all about forward movement. So I feel like on your end, you've so far have it a lot better. Yeah, a lot better. You've got just this emotion is very tender. It's very like, it's I also feel like for your person doesn't usually feel this tender, okay? Like they're usually kind of almost robotic even, you know. So it's kind of it's a really nice change. It feels like it's just kind of washing over them and just kind of cleansing them and make them feel very very lighthearted, very happy. Okay. So on your end, oh, you've got the Two of Cups, but you've got the Two of Cups in reverse. That's all right. On their end, they've got the Five of Cups. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to be reading this like across as well, okay? So the Five of Cups over here is like, this person feels really, it's like they're kicking themselves, okay? They feel really, like a lot of regret and a lot of almost shame that they made the decision to be with this person, because they weren't considering all the other options they had. They weren't considering that somebody like you could exist, right? And because of this feeling that they have, this feeling of heaviness, this feeling of, you know, of like regret, okay, they think that they can't be with you. You know, they can't have that purity with you that they had with this person. And they feel like they left that on the wrong person. They spent that on the wrong person, okay? So the Two of Cups energy is still here, okay? They still want to be with you. It's just that they feel like they've cheated themselves and you out of a more pure relationship, okay? And being somewhat of a closet idealist, your person feels conflicted about that, okay? This also lets me know that there's been a lot of grief there. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Swords, but the Queen of Swords is in reverse. When I see the Queen of Swords, and then over here we've got the Four of Pentacles in the upright position. So when I see the Queen of Swords in reverse, this might seem like a kind of an odd thing to think of, but the way that I read it is that it's like a lot of volatility. Like you've got, for example, sometimes in really, really passionate situations, you've got two people that are so passionate that they just fight all the time and that kind of stuff. Now I feel like this is a little bit more dark, okay, than you know, not so much passionate, but it's more dark. It's like maybe they used to have a lot of passion and now they just fight and bicker like constantly, and that's it. You know, I feel like the other person, you know, the person that's not you, that they might like name call a lot, or like put the person down a lot, your person that you care about. I feel like that's what's going on over here with the Queen of Swords in reverse here. I just feel like they're using like wit and intelligence for the negative outcome. So it's like somebody who's like a bully or somebody who's making fun of somebody, you know. With the Four of Pentacles energy here, they don't want to let go of you. They just don't. They don't want to let go of you at all. They feel comfortable with you. They might tend towards possessiveness, and they might tend towards a little bit of jealousy too, okay? So be aware of that. But it's just, they don't want to let you go. You are so important to them. So the final outcome with the Four of Swords, after thinking about it for a while, okay, and seriously, it might be a while, okay, after thinking about it for a while, they will end up going towards you, okay, taking action to try to be with you. Now, you might want to say no to this situation. I don't know what's in your heart and what's in your mind when it comes to this. But just know that this person is going to go towards your direction, okay? Because this feels very toxic to me, okay? I feel like there's just like this kind of memory of this kind of energy there. But besides that, there's not a whole lot of positivity here, okay? Right, guys? Okay, pile 5. Those of you who picked the Crystal Visions Tarot. Let's see what's going on with your person. Okay, so you guys get to see me shuffle, which isn't something that you guys get to see me do very often, but I have done it a few times on my channel. Now, I might not use this deck very much for private readings, but this is kind of a special deck to me because I use this for myself a lot. This is one of my favorite tarot decks for certain. Alrighty, so I'm going to cut the deck 5 times because you're the 5th pile and we want to kind of get it in your guys' energy, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so this side's going to be you, this side's going to be the other person, and then I'm going to have a card at the top, which is the final outcome, okay? So you, the other person, you, the other person, you, the other person, and again, and this will be the final outcome. Excuse me, I've got some water here. Thanks for bearing with me. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn over one card at a time, analyze it, then we're going to analyze all of them, and then we're going to look at the final card and see what's going on here. I love the card backing for this, by the way. I just think it's so beautiful. Alright, so with you we've got the Devil in reverse. Okay, and with the other person we've got the Seven of Cups in reverse. Let me go ahead and turn them towards you in the way that they came up. So here's what I feel like with this person. With this person, they felt like they had a whole lot of like their dreams, a whole lot of the things that they imagined for themselves for the future. They felt like they saw that in this person, okay? And that's why they're with this person, okay? Or that's why they decided to get into some kind of relationship with this person, or why they thought that this would be a good idea, okay? On your hand, though, it's like we've got the double energy, which is like kind of being bound and tempted and everything. But it's in reverse. So I feel like they see in you an opportunity to be more authentic, more themselves, okay? And they realize now that they didn't know before. They don't think about so much when they're thinking about this other person. When they're thinking about you, it's more like they feel like you care about them for all the wonderful things that you can do for them. Like they feel appreciated by you. Whereas for this person, they feel like when they first met them, they sure did appreciate what this person seemed to be like for them, but they didn't really feel that appreciation back. You know, so that's the first thing here. Okay. Okay, we've got the Seven of Wands on your end, and we've got the Seven of Pentacles on their end. So both sides, okay, both sides, they're re-examining, okay? They're re-examining what is going on between the two of you, okay? So when they're thinking about you, they're thinking about how passionate they feel, how fiery they feel, how much they want to experience you, and how much they want to be around you. It's very sexual energy, very passionate energy, that kind of thing. On the other person's end, they're kind of looking at their finances, they're kind of looking at their resources and things like that. They're basically looking, okay, with this person, what do I have? Okay. And with you, they're thinking more like what's there. You know, it's like like when they're thinking about this person, they're thinking, okay, I can line up all the things that I have, and then I see what I don't have, right? Because this is very material, it's very tactile. With when you talk about this fiery, passionate energy, it's more like, how much more could I, I know what's there, like how much more could that be there given that I feel this way, okay? So I feel like on your end, there's just a very, very strong pull towards you. On their end, they want this to be more practical, but my feeling right now is that it's not. We'll see what the cards say though, okay? So we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so that answers our question. And we've got the Empress in reverse. Okay. So you just like went way ahead. So the Queen of Pentacles, unlike the Seven of Pentacles, she's got things in order, okay? And it's really interesting because the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress are very similar energies. They both are feminine. They both talk about abundance, okay? I feel like the Empress is a little bit more... I just feel like it can be a little bit more naive, whereas the Queen of Pentacles is a lot more, I don't know, it's like a lot more refined, okay? So on your end, they see that they could have a lot more with you. And I'm not just talking about material stuff, okay? When we have things like Pentacles as representing, this whole suit, we're talking about abundance. We're talking about what you have to offer to this person and what they want to offer to you. When we talk about the Empress, we also talk about abundance. We talk about harvesting, we talk about fertility and things like that. But the Empress is in reverse. So they're feeling a lack there. It could be that you're just feeling their needs, right? And they're not allowing this other person to feel their needs, okay? That happens a lot when somebody gets enmeshed with someone else, right? At the same time, I feel like they feel like you have more to offer, okay? And last, we've got Strength, and we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So, this person wants to come to an understanding with you, okay? And with the sunflowers here in this particular card deck, I feel like it's a happy understanding. They want to come to an understanding. They want to work with you. Again, I'm getting a lot of sexual energy when it comes to this place. I don't feel like they're gonna lose their head or anything if they don't express that or anything, but I do feel like, you know, that's one thing that kind of gives me a little caution. Not because sexual energy is bad, it's great, it's wonderful. It's just because I can see how this could be more of a fast burn than a slow burn. But as long as it's kind of, like, as long as it's kind of pulled out of it, I mean, like, it's not something that they necessarily get a whole lot of, then this will be fine, okay? Because just keeping that in check, you know, so basically they're always wanting you is a really good way to go on this end, but you will reach an understanding, okay? And then the Knight of Swords, I just want to put it facing here. The Knight of Swords is somebody who's moving forward. It's got something to say, okay? When you have the Knight of Swords in reverse, this person's like, it's like, if the Knight of Swords was upright, maybe they'd have a chance of working things out between the two of them because they'd be actually open to communication. But I don't feel like they want to communicate with their other person. I feel like they want to communicate with you. And because of that, just a lot of turbulence is going on over here. I get the impression that this person doesn't know as much about you as you know about them. So that's another thing that's kind of interesting here, and I just felt like that needed to be communicated. So final outcome, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So the final outcome is that both of you guys are being taken care of, okay? Whether he or she goes with you or goes with them, both people in the situation are going to be taken care of. I really feel strongly that it's going to be you that they're going to be picking. You're certainly in a much better position, okay? The only thing this person over here has something on them though, and I don't mean like blackmail or anything like that. I just mean they've experienced each other for a longer period of time is what I'm getting. What I'm being told is that there's something to be said for that. And it can be difficult. It can be difficult to leave a situation that's not necessarily bad, that's tolerable, basically, for something that, even though it seems like it's going to be a lot better, and it probably will be a lot better, isn't a sure thing, okay? And so I really feel like your person needs to be reassured that you are consistent and that you are going to be somebody who is basically in it for the long run. I mean, they know that you have a lot to offer. They certainly feel good about you, and they do want to reach some kind of understanding, some kind of communication with you where you guys both understand what the other person wants and are able to work together there, okay? So, use that to your advantage, if that's what you want, okay? Alrighty. Alright, guys. Pile number 6. Those of you who picked Los Scarabeo, we are going to look at how the person on your mind, the person in your heart, feels about you versus the other person. And I just want to go ahead and apologize that I have been using he and her a lot. Please use your own pronouns. I read for all sorts of different relationship dynamics. I try to catch myself when I do it. So just please be patient with me. Okay, so you guys are the 6th pile, so I'm going to cut the deck 6 times to kind of get in your energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and over here is going to be you. Over here is going to be the other person, and then I'm going to put another card at the top to talk about the final results. Okay. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn over each card, and we're going to compare them, and then we're going to look at them all together and then compare both of them, okay? And hopefully we'll get some answers. So for you, we've got the 7 of Swords in reverse, For them, they've got the Eight of Wands and the upright position. Okay. All right. So, they're being more honest with you than they are with the other person, okay? Yeah, they're being a lot more honest with you. They don't want you to think that they're a bad person. Like, this is very, very important for you. I mean, for them. They don't want you to feel like you're a bad person, so they're trying to be extra careful with the way they relate to you. They're extremely honest with you. Like, if they were to tell you something that wasn't true, they'd, like, go back and clarify later on, just because it would be bothering them too much. They would not be able to lie to you. And so that's a really positive thing. They really respect you too. Now on this side, it's like, I feel like this is more like talking about the past. Excuse me. I've been coughing a lot during this reading. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'm going to take a drink here. Okay. So I feel like this is more in the past. I feel like something moved really, really fast and on the other side, and because of it, it's just like kind of got overwhelming, and so they just kind of went with what was the best thing at the time. Okay. I feel like it might have been like they felt like they were running out of time, so they decided to be with this person, or it might be that this person rushed them into being with them. But I just feel like there was something about the pacing that there was a factor in this particular relationship. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to do a cut right here. I'm not going to touch anything, but I'm having too many problems with my throat right now. All right. Sorry, guys. I needed to get a cough drop and to get some more water. Anyway. Oh, and I'm fine. It's just allergies, okay? I know it sounds a lot worse than it is, okay? Alright, so again, let's just kind of go over again what this means, okay? They don't lie to you. They're very honorable with you, okay? They want to be the best person they can be when they're around you. On the other hand, this person, it feels like there was a lot of things that brought these two people together, okay, that were very circumstantial, and it just seemed like the best idea at the time, okay? So just keep in mind that they were feeling some kind of pressure. Now, I don't feel like the other person pressured them or anything, but they were feeling some kind of pressure based on timing, okay? This might be, for example, maybe they got pregnant with this person, okay, and they felt pressure to get married because of that. It might be that maybe they felt like they were getting too old to not have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and so they decided to hook up, that kind of thing. I mean, it could be a whole lot of things, but it has to do with timing and circumstances, okay? So those were some examples to kind of give a concrete example of what that could mean. Okay, so with you, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put it the way that you would see it. And with the other person, we have the Fool. Okay. So, at this point, we also have on the other person's side, just because it's the easiest one to interpret, and then we'll get to this one, they felt like they feel like they should experience their life journey with this person, okay? They feel like this person has already spent so much time with you. I'm sorry, with them, okay? Going through some really major experiences, okay? Very major experiences. They've gone through some things together, okay? They feel like this is their person. This is who they are supposed to be with. It doesn't really have much to do with feelings or romance or anything like that. At least so far I'm not getting that. What it has to do is like what makes sense. It makes sense to be with this person because they've been through everything with them and they stick there. It's like there's a sense of reliability about this person for them. They know that this person's not going to leave them. They know that this person's, going to stick around. This person's going to take care of them and all of that kind of stuff. on your end, it's not so much that they see you as somebody who wouldn't be able to do that. It's more that they see you as somebody that's like not really a sure thing. And it's kind of funny because we've got the Fool over here, and the Fool tends to represent risks. But if you look at this, it's kind of terrifying. You know, you've got this woman that's got a sword hanging up, and she's like cut the head off of somebody. Okay, now that's metaphorical. It's not literal, but it's like this person is like, this person knows what they want. Okay, and this person is very intelligent, and this person is, you know, somebody that, I mean, somebody that they don't want to get on the bad side with, you know. Again, they want you to think that they're a very, very good person, which, I mean, I actually think they are. And they see you as somebody who's kind of fun to have like kind of mental challenges with, you know. They like to talk about ideas with you, and they really like to explore your mind. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was to ask, you know, what do they like the most about you, if they said the way that you think, you know, because it feels like they really like that. Don't underestimate that, okay? Because it's a pretty powerful thing. However, this person, it's like another thing. It's like they feel like maybe they don't have your attention anyway. It's a weird thing. But yeah, they feel like they might not even have your attention sometimes. And since this is such a sure thing, since this is something consistent, something they can rely on, you know, not knowing if they can rely on you to be there constantly is another thing that kind of, you know, they just kind of take that off in like a mental note in their in like their folder that represents you, you know. I do feel like your person is I really feel like, even though all of this person really admires you a lot. I feel like there's an attraction there that we haven't seen yet. Hopefully we'll see it with these cards. Okay, this is interesting. So with you, we have the Three of Swords reversed. With this person, we have the Queen of Wands upright. So here's the deal. This is what they this is what they like about you. This is why you're even here asking this question and wondering. It's because you get them. You understand the things that they've been through. The things that they've been through, you've been there too. You understand. They feel like you just automatically understand them, and that is extremely powerful for them. Very, very powerful. You are helping them heal so much trauma. And by doing that, you're opening up the world to them as something that isn't so gray and bland. It's like the world's got color and it has meaning. It's so powerful. Okay? It's just amazing. You are doing such a good job at healing this person. And that's what they like about you. And they want to do the same for you too, okay? This isn't just one-sided. This person cares a lot about you. Now, on the other hand, you know, the other person, I mean, it's just kind of more of the same. This other person provides for them. Gosh, are you really, seriously? I'm sorry, sometimes I get some of the weirdest things, and I have no idea why. But, okay, this person, like, there's something having to do with pets that they feel like their other person, like, is more tolerant towards. So maybe, let's pretend, I'm just going to pretend because there's a cat on here. Let's pretend you're allergic to cats, and they really like cats, okay? That's easy for me to say because, you know, I'm the one that used the tarot of pagan cats for one of those readings, right? That's important to them. You know, their pets are important to them. And if they feel like you don't like that, that's something that, like, like for some of you, and I really feel like it's a small amount of you guys, but I feel so compelled to say it. Like, I'm gonna regret it for months if I don't. Like, that's so important to them. It's like so much more important to them than you think. Another thing is that this person does genuinely want to make them happy, okay? You know, in almost every single other reading I did, it felt like the other person didn't really care that much about the person, okay? But in this case, it actually feels like this person isn't a bad person, okay? There's not anything really negative going on here. This is a really positive situation. Things are in the light. Things are good. One thing that might be said about this is that there might be a little bit too much simplicity. But they already know that they're going to get everything they want and everything they need from this person. However, this person cannot possibly understand this Three of Swords in reverse, okay? They cannot understand the things that they've been through because they just haven't been through anything like that before. And it's just such a big deal for them to be understood, you know? That it's like, this is very powerful, okay? This is very, very powerful. And I feel like this kind of feeling of finding somebody who understands them is very, very similar to the feeling one might feel when they're in love, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if this person thinks that they're in love with you, or if this person even expresses that they love you or that they're in love with you. Because this person, I mean, they really, really like value you, okay? All right. So here we have the Five of Wands in reverse, which is kind of cool. And then over here, we've got the Ten of Cups. All right, in this situation here, we've got the Five of Wands. I am getting so much intuitive ways of reading this right now that I just want to let you know, I know what these cards mean. I do. It's just that intuitively, I'm being told to interpret these a lot differently. So the Five of Wands can talk about competition, playfulness. It can also talk about arguments, bickering, that kind of thing. I feel like there's something about the two of you bickering that they like. And I feel like it kind of goes back to this energy over here, where it's like this person enjoys sharing ideas with you, and it like charges them up. It makes them feel like excited. They love to experience, they love to exchange information with you and talk to you on that level. On this side, it's like this person is providing for their emotional needs, okay? Something about you on your side is not providing that, okay? If they felt like their emotional needs could be met by you, maybe they would lean more towards you. But the way that I feel it is like they're right in the middle, and both of you both of you have really important things to offer them, okay? Really, really important things. It's just that at this point, where you are in this is more along the friendship level. That's the role that they've assigned you. That's the role that they feel like you should play. And their person, this other person, is the person that they're supposed to spend the rest of their lives with, okay? That doesn't mean that this can't change, you know? It just means, because I don't feel like they do not want you out of their life. They need you in their life. I mean, it would hurt them so much if you were to leave their life, okay? This is not about them not caring about you, because they do. They genuinely love you. The amount of energy I get with this card is just phenomenal, okay? So they really do love you. It's just that this person is familiar. This person has taken care of them. This person, they have built a life together, okay? And I just don't see why they would leave something so wonderful for somebody who they have, you know, who they have these things with, you know? And it's not that these things aren't positive. Understood. And if somebody is that starved for it, then this can be so much more powerful than all of this, you know? Because if this person can give them everything, but they don't understand them, that's not so great, right? But if they're understood and they don't have anything else, you know, but they do, but if they're understood and they don't even have anything else, that might be that one key that they need, okay? So I do want to mention that. So let's see what the final outcome is. The final outcome is, interestingly enough, we've got the Four of Swords. That's interesting. So the final outcome is this person's still thinking about things. They're still sorting things out. I feel like this person's kind of stuck a little bit in between the two of you, which is really interesting because of this stuff. I feel like this is something that just needs some time to mature. And I feel like as long as you guys are up for sticking around, you know, again, this is gonna be a few years though. I mean, I'm gonna be straight here. It's gonna be a few years. This person needs to let this sit. They could go with you. They could stick with the same person. It's just gonna really depend on just how strong this is and how many of their needs they feel like they can get met with you versus the other person. I really do think that this history though is worth a lot, okay? And again, the things that I'm getting with the pets, we've got the cat and the dog and everything. I mean, I really feel like there's something there, and I'm only laughing because it just seems like such a silly thing, and then I'm also laughing because I kind of identify with it. Using an example from my own life, I was with this guy for a little over 2 years. He was great, and one day he said, "I hate cats." And I was like, what? I mean, it was like out of nowhere, okay? I mean, I didn't prompt this conversation at all. And I couldn't believe he said that. And I was like, wait a minute, like, you hate cats? And he's like, yeah, I just can't stand them. You know, and I was just like, that's it. I can't be with this person, you know? So I'm kind of giggling here because I understand that feeling. But I also understand my brother, just like me, loves cats. He got married to a woman that eventually had to say, okay, it's either me or the cat, because she was so allergic. And, you know, it was something he was sad about, but, you know, he cared more about this person than he did about having his own cat. You know, he could spend time with cats in other places and things like that. So, I mean, is the bottom line here is that they have something really good with their person, but they also have something that their person absolutely cannot give them with you, and they respect you a lot. They don't want to be dishonest with you. They want to be very true with you. They love exchanging ideas. They sometimes feel like they might not have your attention, your full attention. I think if you gave them more attention, or if you gave them more like quality attention, that might really turn their heads. And even though there is this love here, they don't really feel like there's a whole lot of caring coming from your end, which is kind of interesting, because I get the impression that why would you be here if you didn't care, right? So maybe there needs to be some expression there. But anyway, that's the situation that's going on, okay? And they're still thinking about it. All right. Okay, thank you so much for watching to the end of my video. Really appreciate it. You know, I always say it. I love the feedback that I get, the suggestions that I get. I do try to do as many suggestions as possible, viewer requests and those kinds of things. So if you have one, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you don't feel comfortable commenting, you can always send me an email. My email is in the description below. And understand that all of my free readings are going to be general readings. If you want a private reading with me, though, where we can go really deep into your particular situation, you can order one by following the link in the description. All right, guys? I'll see you next time with our pick a card reading.